All right, we're live. Welcome to another Not Mainstream, September 22nd, 2017.
First day of fall, by the way.
First day of fall, yeah, and it was like 80-some degrees up here. It was freaking hot.
It was 90-something to here today. So,
wow.
Yeah. But we're supposed to get...
We were in the 90s. It wasn't like abnormally hot, but it wasn't... Normally we're at 100, so it was a little cooler.
We're supposed to get a cold front coming through late next week, so it's going to drop the temperature.
We probably will too.
Here. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's the next to last.
It'll be hot.
Next to last week of September. Next week's the last week of September, and then October's coming up.
This month went by really fast.
It did. It went by fast. Too fast.
Yep.
I mean, this whole year went by fast.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost Christmas, almost Thanksgiving.
Almost Halloween.
Don't say that.
Almost Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween.
I'm ready for Halloween.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I can't wait for Halloween. Halloween's going to be epic.
Oh, yeah, I'm excited.
I'm totally excited.
I can't wait to see Shane dressed as Negan.
Oh, yeah. The only thing I need is the scarf. That's all I need is the red scarf.
That's it. I was just watching, Netflix just put out the latest season. I was just watching it. I saw the first...
Yeah, Netflix put up the season 7.
Oh, season 7 of Walking Dead's on there now?
Yep.
Yeah, it just came out today.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yep.
Man,
I got to see Abraham and Glenn.
You didn't cry, did you?
No, the shock factor is over, so I didn't cry. I actually laughed because when I first watched it, I was really emotional, so I didn't hear a lot of the things that he said, Negan. So when I was just watching it, I mean, he was...
I know, Negan's epic. Negan is so freaking epic. That's why I'm going to be Negan.
I wouldn't say epic. I would say annoying.
Oh, man, he brings the show. I mean, season 6 ended on a bullshit cliffhanger, all right? Yeah. And I was like, I'm not watching if the very first episode of season 7 is going to be a cop-out.
Oh, it was
and then
bad
Negan came along.
That was the worst one.
Negan came along, and it was the Negan show. It was all Negan. I was like, yes, finally, we got some action going on here.
Yeah.
And Negan is way better than the governor. I didn't really care too much for the governor. But that's not what we do.
Yeah.
We'll have to talk about that in a month.
Next month is the webcasting day, so we're going to talk Walking Dead galore.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get down to some business tonight. And a lot of stuff happened this week. Let's start off by addressing me and Henry are wrestling fans.
Yeah.
Wrestling, yeah. And one of the great commentators / managers, or two, passed away earlier this week. Bobby the Brain Heenan. Yeah.
That sucks.
So thoughts and prayers go out to the Heenan family, the actual Heenan family, not the group that he managed, but the Heenan family.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear that background noise?
No.
Just barely. It's not loud.
It's my washer. I was gonna go turn it off if you could hear it.
Oh, you're fine.
He and his wife and his daughter actually lived in, I want to say Orlando or Tampa, I believe. They lived.
Hulk Hogan lives in Tampa, I think.
Right. Yeah, he does. Yeah, Hogan lives in Tampa.
I know that because there's a local radio host. His name is Bubba the Love Sponge. I don't know if y'all heard of him. Yeah. But he was married, and that's when that sex tape scandal came out. And the woman was Bubba the Love Sponge's wife, or ex-wife now. But anyway, so that was off topic.
Yeah.
I just thought of it when said wrestling in Tampa. So maybe he will live by Hulk Hogan in Tampa somewhere.
Probably does.
Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, thoughts and prayers go to the Bobby with the Brain Heenan's family, and yeah, him and
now, was
Gorilla
he an older
Monsoon.
man?
Yeah, he was in his 70s. He
Oh,
had
okay,
throat cancer really bad.
Yeah.
Oh.
And the thing is, because of all the complications and because of the surgery he had in his jaw, he couldn't speak for like the last 10 years. So
Hold on 1 second. I'm going to mute my mic for just 1 second.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, he was in bad shape. I mean, he would still appear, at conventions and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, because he was at a convention, I think, very recently, and he didn't look the same. He looked horrible.
I know. He looked very different.
Yeah.
The way
and he lost a tremendous amount of weight too.
He did. I mean, the way he looked. What I would recommend is everybody look up the speech from 2004, his induction speech to the WWE Hall of Fame. Really good, funny stuff. I mean, that was one of the last times he could actually speak.
Yeah.
And it was just great. It was just awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also when he got to call, along with me and Gene Okerlund, the WrestleMania gimmick Battle Royal.
Yes, that was epic. I love that. That was a great battle royal. You had the Gobbledygooker, you had the Repo Man, and everybody. Look that up. Look, that's probably on the interweb somewhere.
Yeah. And also, there's a clip from WCW where there's a match with Hacksaw Jim Duggan. And Tony Schiavone and Bobby the Brain Heenan are doing the commentary. Tony Schiavone makes a comment about Hacksaw Jim Duggan being smarter than people think he is. And all Bobby the Brain Heenan does is laugh for 5 minutes straight.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, definitely thoughts and prayers go out to the Heenan, his family, and his friends and everything. We will miss the Brain.
Yeah, that's terrible.
We will miss.
I don't like when people die.
It is, especially famous people like that. They're like, you grew up with them. You think they're part of the family.
Matter.
Yeah,
you grew up with them on TV, and you think they're actual family.
I think we did mention Frank Vincent last week. The guy.
No, I don't think
Soprano.
So. Yeah, I think we did. Yep.
Yeah, he passed away. Somebody else famous passed away this week. Can't remember. Oh, Harry Dean Stanton. He passed away.
Yeah, a lot of famous people is passing away this year.
Everybody dying.
Yeah. Well, luckily, speaking of Amy, she's back after a hell of a 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Down at Florida and Irma and all these other hurricanes. So thank the Lord that Amy is safe and sound and she's back. And
oh my goodness, when Irma, I was doing those little live video clips, and I was looking back on them bad, but it really was that bad. Because I think when I took it, it was like it was when it was still light out, and that was like hours before it even like came over, and so it was just, it started so early, and then the power went out that night, and then I knew that it wasn't here yet, so I was on the back porch, and it got really windy really fast, and you could hear odd whistling noise, and then it scared me, so I jumped up and I ran back inside, and then like I ran into my bedroom and I looked out the window, and it was like green spark. It was like a transformer. I don't know how it could have been a transformer because there's no power, anything over there, but it was like a green. When that happened, everything went down. I mean, it just went down, and then it was down for almost 7 days. We were almost on the 7th day. Yeah. Like before it even really hit. So then at that point, like a tornado, because we were under a tornado warning. So I put the boys in my closet because I was scared to death, and it's in there, and I'm like, oh my God, if this is a tornado.
Yeah,
but I mean, I don't think it was. It was just, I guess, a really, really bad wind gust, and I really am not sure what the green light was. I mean, that still has me.
It was aliens.
And well, I don't know what it could have been. I mean, if there is just nothing out there, it was just the weirdest thing. And I wish I had it like record it, because it's like when you describe it, it's like, I mean, how do you describe that?
You don't think it was lightning
out there?
Well, if there was a green light in the sky, see, well, that's what happens with tornadoes. If it was in the sky, you know, right before a tornado, sometimes the sky will glow orange. Sometimes it'll be green. You know.
Would that, and it was like, I didn't look up. I mean, I was at eye level, and as soon as I saw that green flash, the time to check out where it was coming from, I'm like, oh shit, I gotta get away from the window and get the boys real quick, because I didn't know what was going on. Like I've never seen that before, and I thought my heart jumped up into my throat. It was like when you're almost in a car accident, your heart starts beating really fast, and you're just that's how I felt. I just didn't, and then it's like, now, sitting back, thinking on it, I just can't. I mean, maybe it was lightning. Who knows what it was? It was just really weird. I will never forget that moment.
Yeah,
but
it probably was lightning if it was in the sky like that. If you're under,
It's when you look out my window. There's a tree, and then there's like what was our fence. The fence is gone, and right in that area is where our fence is gone. But beyond that, it's just like, I mean, there's like some type of apartment complex behind us, but it's off at our property line, and it's nothing but openness out there. So, I mean, you could be totally right. It could have been lightning. I couldn't tell. I just saw it, and it was so bright. It scared the hell out of me. And then it's like, I don't know how people can chase tornadoes. I'm just like, if that, whatever it was, that was really scary.
Yeah, I don't know about tornado chase.
I don't know.
But, at least you're safe and sound, and that's all that matters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's great. You and your family and everything. But I was going to get into this last week, but I completely forgot about it. Of all these natural disasters that's happening, you got hurricanes, you got earthquakes, you got tornadoes, you got wildfires, and you got all this. And, it's
sinkholes.
What? I mean, here. Okay, so I don't believe it's a tribute to global warming. I think that's nonsense, complete nonsense. If you took a look a few weeks ago, or maybe about a month ago, NASA had the sun, and there was this huge solar flare coming out of the sun. I think it was like one of the biggest solar flares in recent. Yeah. So
we have more coming off now, or in the next. We're gonna have. That's why you're seeing all the quakes. It has a lot to do with that.
Yeah, the moon, the tides. Used as the moon for the tides. I think the sun has something about these hurricanes that's happening, and the earthquakes and all that. These solar flares from the sun that's hitting us is causing disruption in the clouds.
The solar flares. It's like a massive amount of radiation,
Yeah.
and it not only affects the Earth, it affects us, like us, because we're nothing but energy as well. So that's why when you have a full moon, you'll see how people
The
are like, oh,
crazy
everybody's
coming out.
crazy. Well, it's because I mean, it sounds crazy to say that, but it's the gravitational pull on the Earth. It not only affects the water. I mean, that's where we get all of our astronomy from. And that's how they based it off of the seasons and the months and the way that were documented for thousands of years before us. That's how they came up with that system.
And we're talking about real science here, people, not that Bill Nye the Science Guy science that he claims to be. I mean, this is real science. I mean, the sun has the effect on these natural disasters that's happening.
The thing that I mean, it depends on what your personal beliefs are. I mean, there are, we have this other planet, Nibiru X, coming in, and that also they say is contributing to the solar flares and the weird activity. And I mean, I guess it's just, and then there's some people that think we're going through a grand solar minimum, and then there's some people who think that it's us, it's the global warming and it's this and that. So there's a lot of information, disinformation out there, and I think that's where the problem comes in. Is uninformed people will latch on to the first thing that makes sense to them, even if it's incorrect.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with that.
Gore's making millions of dollars off misinforming individuals about global warming, climate change, material.
Yeah. Let's. I think I can do an Al Gore impersonation. Well, global warming. He's got that southern drawl and thinks he knows everything. Global warming is what's causing these hurricanes. So we have to go and, regulate the cow farts so there won't be any more hurricanes. Jeez. All right, let's get into some of the topics. So, the strange election with Luther Strange and Rory Moore. So I call Luther Strange losing Luther. He's losing in all the polls. Nobody likes him.
About this. I know it happened, but I don't know the details, so you'll have to fill me in.
Okay, so President Trump, for some strange reason, endorsed Luther Strange. Luther Strange, he is a Mitch McConnell swamp candidate. He is open borders. He is for amnesty. He's everything opposite of the Make America Great agenda.
Oh, that was the guy that you were upset about? Is that the one that you were upset? Okay.
Yeah. You probably saw my Twitter rant. I nicknamed him Losing Luther. He's losing in all the polls. They're having a rally tonight for Losing Luther. President Trump is supposed to be there. A lot of people showing up, not because of Losing Luther, it's because of President Trump.
Right.
That's the main reason why they're showing up.
So he's going there.
Yeah, he endorsed him for
him.
Yeah, for some weird reason. I don't really understand why he supported him unless he was misinformed about him or something like that. But it's confirmed that Ben Carson is endorsing Roy Moore. Sarah Palin has endorsed Roy Moore. Sebastian Gorka has endorsed Roy Moore. So you have all these pro-Trump people that's endorsing the pro-Trump candidate, and you have President Trump endorsing the swamp candidate, Losing Luther, #Losing Luther. But I'm not sure if you guys are up to speed on all this or not, but what are you guys' opinion on Trump endorsing him and Losing Luther?
Well, I mean, president can endorse whoever he wants.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. I mean, we may disagree with it, but he is the president.
Yeah.
I personally would love. I would personally like to see him endorse the more conservative candidate, but I mean, I'm not going to come down on the president just for endorsing, for making a bad endorsement.
Yeah, I think. See, this is why we have to hold Trump's feet to the fire. We have to say, you know what, losing Luther is not a part of the Make America Great Again agenda, and he is not for your agenda. So here's the reasons why you should and shouldn't endorse him. But yeah, he can endorse anyone he wants, but we the people needs to educate Trump a little more and be like, hold his feet to the fire and say, hey, you're going a little sideways. And he's against, and you're going a little bit sideways on us, and you should, stick to your Make America Great Again agenda, your MAGA agenda, and what actually got you elected. And what got him elected was, hard on borders, Obamacare Repeal, jobs, and all of this. And losing Luther is not for the Make America Great Again agenda. He's for the McConnell, Rhino, swamp agenda.
Yeah.
I mean, my personal opinion, I don't know anything about the guy, the strange guy, but I mean, just the way President Trump has addressed certain topics and, kind of backtracked on certain things, I don't necessarily think it's him. I mean, all of his administration's being kicked out. I mean, and have been kicked out, and now he's left with people that he probably doesn't trust because of he doesn't he only has so much control. He's not like everybody would think a president would be. I mean, we have the deep state going on, and that's a real thing. And I think a lot of what we're seeing of this strange behavior is things that he's being necessarily made to do, and supporting somebody like that probably is not his per se choice. I mean, as bad as that sounds, but we all know how the NWO is. So
you think it would have been better if he didn't endorse anybody in the election?
Yes. Yeah. I don't think the sitting president should get involved in any type of politics. It's kind of like, preachers aren't supposed to endorse political candidates because you have when you have a following base, that base normally, if your preacher says, well, this is a good guy, you're going to probably listen to your preacher rather than your own personal judgment, because that's your preacher. Why would he steer you in the wrong direction? It's like, this is our president. Why would he tell us to, endorse, such and such person if that person wasn't, the right choice?
Well, yeah.
So I don't think.
What is really weird is that in the polls, he's losing. He's losing in all the polls. And I actually brought this up on Twitter, and I'm like, okay, are they going to use Trump to rig the election in losing Luther's favor, even though he's losing in all the polls after tonight? Are they going to come out and say, oh, Luther is winning in the polls now, and somehow rig it against Way Moore? I mean, because these people would do anything to re-control power. And rigging local elections is one of them.
And starting a war.
Henry, what are you going to say?
Well, I think if people of Alabama, but they're smart enough though to make their own decisions. It seems like. It seems like they're not listening to the president on this particular issue.
Yeah,
and they shouldn't listen to the president. They should make up their own minds, and if that's what it seems like they're doing, it sounds like they are making up their own minds on this.
Yeah, it does. It does. It really does.
Which is a good thing. I mean, this is the way it should go. They should make up their own minds and say, hey, we have, the president has a certain, the president has his own problems. He does not need to. I'm not necessarily so sure they're going to tell him not to tell the president what to do. But I think what they're going to do is they're going to be like, hey, we are making up our own minds. We voted to make America great again. This guy is not part of that. This guy is he's a rhino. Why should we? He's part of the Mitch McConnell swamp. So why should we endorse him? Why should we stand behind him?
Yeah.
And these Alabamans, they're going to stand behind the president, yes, but they're also going to be like, okay, but we're going to make our own minds up on this Luther Strange versus Roy Moore. So there you go, and that's just how it's going to be. They are going to make their own minds up rather than listening to what the president says.
Now, this right here is really, really interesting. With Luther Strange being endorsed by President Trump, and President Trump has so much popularity that Luther Strange's opponent is still winning in all the polls. Now, let's wind the clocks back, say, 8 years or 10 years ago. If there was a president endorsing someone, that person would have won.
Yes.
The endorsement from the president would have won.
Yeah.
But now we see, people finally waking up and making up their own minds and not listening to the president and the swamp anymore, and voting for people that actually wants to succeed in America and wants the president to have the agenda pushed through.
Right. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not happy that people aren't listening to President Trump, but I'm happy that people are using their own judgment and making up their own minds.
That is as it should be. People should make up their own minds rather than just listening to the president. I mean, we listen. All three of us here, we support President Trump, but we don't always agree with him.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, that's how it's going to be. We support him, and if we do something he doesn't agree with, we're going to call him out on it and say, hey, we don't agree with this. Why are you doing it? Man, I would love to be in that White House.
Yeah, fly on the wall.
Yeah, absolutely. Or at least working with President Trump somehow.
That would be so awesome. It really would. But I was thinking that, if I would really like to know exactly if there is tunnels and all these secret passages.
Oh, there is.
Well, I mean, but I want to know where they all go. I want to see pictures, and I want to know exactly what is down there. That would be really cool to me. I want to see what's inside the bunker, what the bunker looks like. I know there's a bunker underneath the White House. I would ask to be the guardsman of the bunker.
Oh man, I mean, any part of the White House.
Cool.
Any part of the White House. Speaking of the White House, if you guys recall last week, we reported a story on a 10-year-old kid mowing the White House lawn. Well, and Henry, you probably recall that I did a joke that said Trump is using child labor to mow the White House lawn.
Of course, the idiot leftist, guess what?
Idiot leftists actually said that. They said that. They said, why is he using child labor? Why is this 10-year-old pushing a mower? He's too young to push a mower. I'm like, come on, give me a break, people.
Oh,
give me a freaking break.
10 years old? Or do they think that nobody was around there?
Okay, first off, I'm sure his parents is watching.
He can't even crank it. Probably, you know what I mean?
I'm sure.
We had to pull that wire. That thing, I can't even crank a damn lawnmower. It's hard.
Yeah, I'm sure his parents are watching. The landscapers of the White House, I'm sure, were watching. So I'm sure he was in good hands. So yeah, and it's not child labor.
Fine. Oh my goodness.
So give me a freaking break, people. So week in Trump went to the globalist UN this week, the socialist UN, and delivered a epic speech of proportions, calling out Iran, calling out North Korea, calling out all of these countries, putting them on notice. And he also talked about Venezuela and Cuba and how socialism has been faithfully implemented, which drew really gasping people from the UN. Was shocked by that when he said about socialism and how it hurts countries instead of help countries. And I mean, I thought it was a really great speech, and it was almost an hour long too.
I haven't listened to his speech yet. I listened to Nikki Haley's. I just haven't. I'm not allowed to have earbuds anymore at work, so that's. I mean, it's been like that for like 3 months now, though. But where I used to sit, I could get away with it, but now that my desk is moved, I cannot. So I used to be able to listen to everything that was going on, live as it was happening. Now I'm not so fortunate to do so, and actually have to do it at home. And that's not always an easy thing to sit through an hour long speech.
Yeah.
So I have to do it, on the weekends or later on whenever I can, or at soccer practice. And so, but anyway, I heard it was good. So
yeah, I heard. Yeah, it was great. I think way better than any Obama UN speeches could have been. Because I mean, Trump just put the UN on notice, saying, punch your countries first. I'm going to put America first. All these basic talking points that he had. And man, Henry, what did you think? Did you see it?
I didn't see it, but I heard it was very good. And of course, the left, they mischaracterized it. They said that he was. Well, they didn't mischaracterize. I mean, he was saying America first, and that's what he should do.
Yeah, and he used the word prosperity a dozen of times too, and he got backlash from that because apparently this country can't be prosperous anymore. Yeah, I know. Apparently, America can't be prosperous anymore.
Yeah.
So, speaking of North Korea, Trump gave Kim Jong-un a new nickname, Rocket Man.
Yeah.
And he used Rocket Man in his speech addressing North Korea.
I did see that part. That part got tweeted out. So I did see that part.
Yeah, so Rocket Man, Trump put Rocket Man on notice, and Rocket Man put Trump on notice and say, I'm going to get a hydrogen bomb and bomb the Pacific Ocean. And that's not going to work out too well.
Didn't he call him deranged?
Yeah, he's this socially. Yeah, Kim Jong-un did call Trump deranged.
Yeah, just like the left calls Trump deranged. Yeah.
And here's the thing about the left. The left is supporting this freaking dictator for some reason.
Yes, they are.
I guess they love communism. All right, so that's no shock there. Yeah. They're supporting a dictator who kills people that doesn't support him. So they complain about Trump being a dictator. It doesn't make sense. So you're worried about Trump being a dictator. However, you're praising Kim Jong-un, a actual dictator, and saying that he's more presidential than President Trump. What the hell? What kind of planet are these people on? What kind of drugs are they taking?
It's fake news. I mean, no, that's not fake news that they support him. I mean, but their whole thing is that they are producing the fake news. The media is.
Was it you, Shane, that tweeted something about North Korea and them having like sex camps or something, or sex slaves.
Oh, wait a minute. It was the sex slaves? I think it
Wasn't
was.
you?
Yeah, I think I did tweet that.
Our page on my notifications, so when you retweet something, it pops up, and I saw that. So
yeah, Kim Jong-un has sex slaves or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to go back and look. I don't know, but I saw where it said that. Somebody said that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand their logic in all this. I mean, if you guys love dictators so much, then why not have Trump be a dictator? Yeah, I mean, you're worried about Trump being a dictator, and yet they support a dictator in Kim Jong-un, and they call him more presidential than President Trump. What are these people? I just don't get it. Am I missing something here?
Well, the same people don't even know where North Korea is located.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not joking. This is the sad reality. They don't even know where they are.
Yeah.
RT put something out about that earlier, where it was like 33% of American people don't even know where North Korea is located.
Yeah. They probably don't even know what kind of government there is in North Korea.
Yeah,
they're probably, it's probably some progressive government they've got that we need.
Nah.
Okay. So, I don't know what's going to go on with North Korea. You think there's going to be World War III? You think North Korea is actually going to bomb us at some point, or bomb Japan, or bomb one of our allies?
Yes. At this point, yes, it's almost inevitable. The way the hype is over it, the back and forth, and when it happens, it's going to be allowed to happen. I mean,
yeah, it's going to set off a chain reaction.
I want to see if the president calls him Fat Boy.
It's kind of like, I don't know if I'm sure y'all have, but y'all have seen the September 23rd thing, which is tomorrow. It's a lot. There's some type of there's this weird planetary alignment, and some people are saying it's the end of the world.
World's gonna end! Oh my god!
No, I'm serious. There's people.
How many times have we seen that? We saw that in 2012. We saw that back in the 90s. Somebody said the world was going to end somewhere. It's one of those cult leaders back in the 80s, 90s said that the world was going to end. But maybe this might be it. I mean, we have North Korea who's threatening to bomb us, bomb our allies, and then we have China saying that if we strike North Korea, they're going to align themselves with North Korea. So that's going to be a problem right there. If North Korea bombs anybody, it's going to set off a chain reaction.
Of course, but North Korea is China's child. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So anything that North Korea or Kim Jong-un is doing they're doing it under China's guidance. They're not. Where do you think they're getting?
They're not acting alone. You're saying they're not acting alone. China is telling them what to do.
Yeah, of course. I mean, they have all these sanctions, but I mean, that was one thing when I did listen to Nikki Haley's speech, how she was talking about, she's talking about the sanctions and how it's supposed to hurt their economy, and take revenue away from them being able to have the funds to produce nuclear capabilities. That's the whole point of the sanction, is to hurt their income. Well, that's all great, but
wait a minute. You said it was going to hurt their funds. Bill Clinton, George Bush, Obama gave aid to North Korea. All right.
Yeah, did you see that article I posted from the 90s?
No, I haven't. What was it?
Oh, I posted the actual, I think it was I don't know if it was the Washington Post or the New York Times article. I put it on that page, but I'm like, when Bill Clinton actually did it, I think it was like I want to say, I don't know if it was November. It was 1994. It was like the actual article. So I saw it and I was like, you know what? That's, people say, oh, that's a lie. But when you actually have the article from their reliable MainStream, I thought it was kind of interesting.
What's the lie?
Yeah, I mean, you have Bill Clinton that came out back in the 90s saying, we got a deal with North Korea and it's going to be a great deal for us Americans. We gave them our nuclear reactors and we paid them off, and they promised they ain't going to build no nuclear weapons.
It's kind of like Hillary Clinton selling our uranium
to Russia.
To Russia, but everybody forgets about that.
Yeah.
And who is Russia aligned with? Who's their buddy? China. I mean, people. Come on, it's so ridiculous at this point. I just don't. That's what I'm saying. Everything that's happening, all this back and forth, it's all engineered. I mean, yes, there's going to be. They're pre-programming everybody. I mean, it's going to happen. They're putting it out there. It's just a matter of when. And when it happens, it's going to be the war that was planned. Unfortunately, I mean, that's the ultimate goal. And then everybody's going to blame Trump.
Yeah, for something that Bill and Hillary did back in the 90s. Now, if Bill and Hillary did not make that deal with North Korea, we would not have to worry about this whole situation.
Well, I mean, yes and no. I mean, if North Korea is
unless they get their nuclear
aid, yeah. Well, it's the same thing. North Korea is aligned with Iran, and Iran is also supplying, whatever they got going on. Who knows? The whole thing is a disaster. It's really a big disaster waiting to happen. But I guess my point is a lot of people are saying that something major is supposed to take place tomorrow. And if it's not the end of the world, there's something that's supposed to happen.
Now, is tomorrow a full moon?
No, I'm actually looking at the moon, and we're in the beginning. It's a crescent right now.
Okay, because I figured if it might be a full moon since all that's supposed to happen. It usually happens on a full moon, like you said earlier. But
this might be our last broadcast.
Well, the planetary alignment is, I mean, it's biblical, so you have a lot of people, taking it to that point. However, you don't have anything else that has happened. Like, we haven't had the Antichrist yet. We haven't, none of that stuff has taken place. So if you're going to base it on the Bible, you can't really do that yet, because the things that are supposed to happen haven't happened. But then there's people saying that will be the rise of the Antichrist. I mean, it's always something.
Yeah, I mean, Obama was supposed to be the Antichrist.
Right. I mean, I don't think he is, but I mean,
I think he is anti-Christian.
Oh yeah, but I don't think he is
the Antichrist.
I don't think he's
right.
Yeah. Maybe the Antichrist is here already, and we just don't know.
It's Hillary.
Uh-oh.
No,
very careful,
I don't think anybody would follow her.
Oh man. Oh, speaking of Hillary, she was doing a.
She died?
No, what? She died.
Yeah, no, that's fake news.
Speaking of, she won't die. She's like a cockroach. You can't get rid of her.
Can we flush her down the toilet? That's what I do. I'll catch him and try to
I'll be afraid. No, to be honest, I'd be afraid to flush her. Because she'll go into the sewers and start mutating into some kind of mutant. Should be.
Well, I always smash them real good.
Pennywise. Oh my god.
Ew. Oh my god, that's out in the movie theater.
Yeah.
I passed by the movie theater and saw the advertisement, and I got it just thinking about it. The EPGBs. I just can't. Oh.
Not a big fan of clowns.
I'm not a big fan of killer clowns. I mean, regular clowns are fine. It's just, I think it's something about, Pennywise as a child, because my mom watched it, and I'm traumatized because I watched it with her.
Curry one,
and
yeah.
I was very young, and I used to be scared to go into the bathroom because I was waiting for that big red nose. I'm not joking. I remember my childhood home in the bathroom, and I remember I was scared to death. I wouldn't go into the bathroom. That's bad. And here I am at 32, and I got creeps when I saw the name.
Yeah. Oh, poor Amy. Oh. But
don't y'all have a scary movie like that or something?
I've seen it when I was a kid, and it scared the shit out of me. Tim Curry, and then I watched some of it recently. I'm like, why was I scared of that? Tim Curry was a hoot in that. I mean, he was like, Tim Curry was like, basically orgasming over the word float. He's like, you float. Oh, you're gonna float. Oh yeah, you're gonna. I mean, I'm like,
oh my god.
And then I don't know.
I haven't watched it as an adult, so
watch it now, and you laugh your ass off. And then in part 2, he's on that rail, and he's just laughing throughout the whole scene, going ha 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 ha. It is great. Man, I like Tim Curry. I think it would have been better if he would have sung in that movie. Did a musical number. Because he is great at singing.
Yeah.
He does some great songs.
That would be even more terrifying. I already have like the musical stuck in my head along with the image. I don't know if I could handle all that.
But speaking of Hillary Clinton, she was at a Costco recently, signing, her book. What happened? No question mark, no exclamation point. But she was at a Costco recently, and and I think earlier this week, or maybe late last week, she came out and said that she might contest the results of the election if done in a constitutional way. And I'm like, she doesn't give a crap about the Constitution.
Yeah, really.
And then she retracted the statement, and she said, I don't think there is a constitutional way to contest the election.
So stupid.
She
just says things just to get herself back in the media.
Yeah, and I think her donors is like, why are you still doing this? Everybody is like, old lady, get out of the way. We don't like you anymore. Nobody likes her now. Nobody likes her. And her Costco. Did
anybody ever like her?
Unfortunately, yes. Unfortunately, some people did it.
Yeah.
I mean, back in 2008 when she was running against Barack Obama, I was like, oh yeah, Hillary. Bill was all right. I'm sure Hillary would have been good. And that was before any of this came out about Bill and Hillary. Way before it got exposed about how corrupt and evil she was. But Hillary. Why Hillary? What? Her next book should be Why, by Hillary Rodham Clinton.
Was born. Did you see that thing where Paul Joseph Watson was like, spend a day with Hillary or spend a day with herpes?
Oh yeah, that was trending. Herpes Hillary was trending.
I said Hillary only because
maybe Hillary might have herpes.
I would love to know. Yeah,
Hillary may have herpes.
It was something like, well, that's a bad question because
Paul Joseph Watson.
No, what's the worst to get rid of, herpes or Hillary?
I was going to say, Paul Joseph Watson said something about what was it? Stopping his YouTube videos, but now he's back to doing it. So
yeah, I noticed that. I'm not sure why.
He probably just people get tired and need a break.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
dropped
know.
out. Henry dropped out.
Well, you know what? The little light on my laptop, like, you know where the camera's at, and then like right to the left of it, there's like a dot, and it's can light up. Mine's never lit up, and it's lit up right now. And I don't know if I pressed something, but it's weird. I've never seen it light up like that, and it's annoying me.
Yeah, mine does that all the time. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, mine never lit up before, but now it's lit up, and I keep looking at it because it's like it's an eye catcher, and it's annoying. I don't like it. I wonder what happened to Henry.
I think he got dropped for some reason. Hillary dropped him.
Yeah. Did we ever go one stream without something happening?
I know, right? So let's get into this whole wiretapping that happened. It came out that the FBI did in fact wiretap the Trump campaign. Paul Manafort, the campaign manager at the time for the Trump campaign, and after months of the media, the mainstream media, saying, "Oh, Trump wasn't wiretapped. That's fake news. He's lying. He was never wiretapped." And you have James Clapper coming out and say the Trump campaign wasn't wiretapped, not to his knowledge. And now it's coming out that, Paul Manafort was wiretapped. You have Sarah Powell unmasking members of the Trump campaign. You have, all this stuff that they said never happened. And, it's here's the thing. Trump was wiretapped. Absolutely 100%.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they tap. If they wiretap Paul Manafort, especially if he's calling, president-elect and campaign Trump at the time, that those conversations would be on record.
No, I mean, I don't really understand the whole the Manafort, like the whole reasoning behind it. Was it because of the Russian, like, business ties he had? I mean, because they had to have a judge order that wiretap. But I just don't know why it was warranted. Because I know the first time it was denied, I think it's FAFSA. There's like a separate place that, I mean, which is absolutely insane to me, because we all know that the NSA and whoever can get any information they want at any given time.
Yeah.
So why would you have to go to the extreme of getting a court order to wiretap an individual when the NSA has the power to? They know every transmission coming in and out.
I mean, they tap our phones all the time.
Right.
They're watching us now.
I mean, yeah. If it's not a person, I mean, it goes into like an AI bank. Every word we say goes through a recognition process, and then at that point, if we say a lot of probably keywords, it gets tagged, and then at that point, we'll have somebody that would look at it. And then there's other factors that go into that as well, but it just seems like a bunch of craziness to me, like a show. Like, oh, we're going to go to court to a judge and ask for this thing to wiretap Trump Tower, but in the meantime, we already know what's going on. I mean, why? What is this? Is it for us, I mean, the American people, to think that, we have our privacy still? Because that's not the case.
No, absolutely not. There's no such thing as privacy anymore.
No, it's like you take your phone with you into the bathroom, and you can't even go to the bathroom anymore. I mean, that's why a lot of people put stickers and stuff. I mean, even if then on the microphone,
see, here's the thing. Stickers can do so much. They can hack into your microphone and pick up what you're talking about. Even though you got your webcam stickered off, they still can hack into it.
Well, I mean, it gives people maybe a peace of mind that, well, you don't bring your phone into the bathroom. You could drop it in the toilet. I mean, don't do that. That's a bad idea. I mean, but
I'm a guilty here. I bring my phone in the bathroom all the time.
I think everybody does. But, I mean, you almost have to. It's like, you don't have magazines in the bathroom anymore.
The phone is the new reading the back of the shampoo bottle.
Yeah, of course. I mean, and anybody who says they don't is lying. They're a liar. Everybody brings their phone into the bathroom.
Yeah.
So, if you're doing it subconsciously or consciously, I mean, everybody does it. Unless you're like off-grid type person, and now even
unless
that
you don't have a cell phone
is illegal, or you don't have a cell phone. And in our day and age, how do you even function in our world without a cell phone? Yeah. You can't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're talking about the wiretapping Paul Manafort, and they tap Paul Manafort. They also tap Trump Tower. I mean, the media, like before you came on here, I said the media was like, oh, they didn't wiretap Trump Tower, Trump's line, and da 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 da. And now CNN came out and said Paul Manafort was wiretapped. Right. I mean, Trump said that he was wiretapped. I mean, Paul Manafort was a part of the Trump campaign. He was, in contact frequently with the Trump, with President Trump, President-elect, and campaign Trump at the time, because he was the campaign manager. So if they wiretapped him, I'm sure they listened to every single phone call that was said between him and Trump.
That was not shocking at all.
And Paul Manafort, to my understanding, he still lives there, correct? I mean, I thought he'd still live. I mean, he's lived in Trump Tower for quite a long time. I mean, he actually has residence there.
I'm not sure if he still lives there or not. I haven't heard anything about that. But I do know that...
because those are things that aren't talked about, and they should be talked about. Oh, these cats. Oh, my God. I'm going to flip out.
Savage.
And, well, now, for some really odd reason, my other cat, Annabelle, she's an outside cat, but now she wants to come in, right? Like, she comes in all the time now, because I guess she knows Savage is here, and she doesn't like another cat inside. Well, Savage is a baby, and he wants to play. So he's over there trying to, like, play with her, and Annabelle's, like, hissing and got her teeth out, and I'm like, oh, God.
Maybe she knows that your little kitty is a demon cat.
It is a demon cat. I had to put the cord up because it was trying to eat my laptop cord. I'm like, what in the hell? He's chewed up. Yeah, he chewed up my son's Xbox headphones. We had to go buy a new set of headphones. He chewed up like 3 pairs of earbuds. I mean, and everything. If it's not my arm or my fingers, oh my God, I'll be happy when he's done chewing. It's like a dog. But worse. Yeah, it's exactly it's teething. But I got it little things, but it will play with the stuff, but if it sees that hand, it wants your hand.
Oh, my cat's different. I mean, you can buy any toy under the sun. She won't play with it, but if you get a plastic bag, put it in the floor, she'll play for hours.
Oh yeah, Xander's birthday was the other night, so he had opened his gift in the box, and it was like I left the box there for a few days because he was having so much fun in it, and he was giving me one. So I was like, okay. Then it got annoying having to like walk around it, so I figured it out. Anyway, I got cat problems.
I like cats. I like all animals, but I'm more of a cat guy. You got a soft spot.
Until it eats your arm and your toes while you're sleeping. No, I'm just kidding. No, I like my cat. I'm just ready for it to get out of this like toddler teething stage. Like, I really like my fingers the way they are.
All right, so we got some news right here. There was a poll out by NBC and Wall Street Journal saying that 58% of the Republicans identify themselves as Trump supporters than Republicans, while only 38% indicated themselves as supporters of the Republican Party, and 2% said both. So 58% says they support Trump more than they do than the GOP. Interesting.
I didn't take part in that poll. But I object.
But number one, is that Republican voters is what I'm concerned about, or is that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like these polls, you don't know who's taking them.
More Republican voters consider themselves a supporter of Donald Trump than a supporter of the Republican Party.
There you go. Okay.
13% of Trump supporters review the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell positively, while 36% of the party supporters does. And 35% of Trump supporters view Speaker Ryan positively. 71% of party supporters do, while 27% of Trump supporters view the GOP leaders as positively whole. 51% of the party supporters does.
Wait. I'm a little confused by that. All right.
Yeah.
Do they rate him? Do they rate McConnell and Ryan more negatively than?
13% of Trump supporters view Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell positively.
Okay.
While 36% of party supporters do. All right, so they're breaking it down between Trump supporters and party supporters.
Gotcha. I got you. Not necessarily so sure that's really positive, to be quite honest.
Mm-hmm.
What they should do is poll those who are Trump supporters and not necessarily party supporters. Ask them what they think of McConnell and Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
Most likely you would get a much different vibe, I think, from those individuals.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, here's the thing, I've said this before, polls are designed to make news. That's all they are.
Yeah.
And they're really not what you might call
accurate.
Right. They're
scientifically accurate.
They're not scientific. They're not scientifically accurate. So really, you can't. And the thing is, plus they don't poll all Americans. They only poll a few thousand people. That's about it.
Yeah. Only a small group.
I'd be more impressed if they were to call every single American and say, "Hey, this is what we think."
Because we saw with the general election, they had Hillary winning at like 98% and Trump winning at 2%. So, and we saw how drastically that changed. But
we did.
But let's get down to what happened this past Sunday. This past Sunday was the Emmys.
Oh,
the Emmys.
I have no idea. I didn't see anything about it. I don't watch it. I didn't
watch it. The only thing I saw about it was rumors.
On Twitter. Yeah, I didn't even look. I didn't even see it. So anything like I have no say on it. So y'all two will have to tell me about it.
I didn't watch it, but I saw what happened.
I won't discuss too much in the Emmys because I want to save that for tomorrow night for my solo show, Mansplaining with Shane.
The only thing I heard was that it was, of course, very anti-President Trump.
Yeah. You had Stephen Colbert hosting.
Oh yeah.
He's anti-Trump. I mean, he's like the Nazi of anti-Trumpism. Because he literally did a Nazi salute on his show, and then you had Lily Tomlin, Jane Fonda, and Dolly Parton, and And now, if you saw the clip, you saw Lily Tomlin and Jane Fonda bashing Trump, and Dolly Parton. Poor Dolly, she looked embarrassed. She didn't feel comfortable being there.
I did. Oh, okay. I did hear about people, saying like showing support for Dolly, or maybe that was you that said that.
Yeah. I said poor Dolly. She looked very, very uncomfortable.
Okay, during
that segment.
I saw something go on. Well, she's. I highly doubt that she's liberal. She's country. I mean, I'm not saying all country people are.
Yeah, but I think even though Dolly didn't say much or hardly said anything at all, just being on the stage with that might hurt her a little bit, especially up there in Dollywood land.
But with her age, I mean, I don't think so. I don't think it would hurt her. I mean, it could maybe a little. But most of the people that it's not like she's like an up and coming artist, and she's very well established. So she's very, I think that most people that do like her and are fans of her know her demeanor on stage. So if they happen to see it, and if you could tell she was uncomfortable, I'm sure the other people could as well. So I hope that doesn't happen to her, because that would be terrible.
Yeah. And then they had a cameo appearance of Sean Spicer parodying himself, making fun of himself, and he said that the Emmys is going to be most watched around the world and most attended, and it really failed. I mean, ratings is like the second lowest Emmys of all the Emmys put together.
That's awful.
Lowest rated Emmys.
You know what I did notice, and I was going to ask y'all, is since Sean Spicer has left, the press thing, do you see how we don't get, they were all over Sean Spicer. Like, that's all we heard about, was what he said and, blah, blah, blah. And there's like a press briefing like every day almost. And now since Sarah Huckabee Sanders is in there, there's not much drama anymore like there was. Have y'all noticed that?
Yeah. No, there's been some instances where Sarah Sanders called out the media and blasted them. She's epic. I like her.
Oh, I do too. But it was just like, I remember every day there's something about Sean Spicer. It's like they couldn't stop talking about him. And it's like, I don't see people talking about her the way that they did him. And I found that odd. I just didn't understand why they tore him apart, but they're not her. And maybe her father has something to do with that, which, I mean, is not necessarily a bad thing. I just don't think that was fair to Sean Spicer, because, I mean, he had a tough job.
Yeah, absolutely. That's true. But, man, these Hollywood celebrities, they're not learning their lesson. They're not learning their lesson at all. I mean, we see that with the Emmys. We see that with the NFL ratings. That's really freaking low at this point. I mean, just today, there was some news around where the game from the 49ers was really low attended. Really low attended. And it was like around halftime, and half of the seats weren't even filled.
Yeah, one of the most vile individuals, of course, is Kathy Griffin. And look where her career has gone.
Her career was already dead. She just did that, trying to resurrect the career, and she killed that career. I mean, geez. But I'll go more in depth tomorrow night on mansplaining with Shane. I didn't do one last week. I was too busy putting up some Halloween decorations. I was like, I don't want to do it. But tomorrow night, I'm going to do a mansplaining. Talk about Hollywood, talk about the Emmys, and some other stuff too. But we got some news about the whole Weissman Schultz Iwan Brothers scandal. And this is on Breitbart, and I am going to read it. Ex-IT aide for Debbie Wasserman Schultz allegedly abused 3 Muslim women.
Does that really shock us? It doesn't shock me.
Yeah. So let's see here. Multiple Muslim women are alleging that former IT aide for Debbie Wasserman Schultz, Iwan, abused them while they were in a relationship with him, according to police reports from Virginia law enforcement. One woman who police found covered in blood told officers she just wanted to leave. A second woman told officers she felt enslaved. And a third said her abuser was keeping her in captivity, according to Fairfax County police reports obtained by the Daily Caller News Foundation. The third woman, Awan's stepmother, Samia Giuliani, alleged that Awan abused his authority as a congressional staffer to intimidate immigrant women, court documents show. 15 out of the 17 Democratic congresswomen Awan worked for in the House refused to comment on these allegations. Wasserman Schultz kept Awan on the payroll for months after he was banned from the House Computer Network on February 2nd of this year for being a suspect in a criminal investigation. She reportedly wanted to defend his rights, as have other Democrat members of Congress who say he was unfairly targeted for being Muslim. Many Republican lawmakers pressed Wasserman Schultz for an explanation of why Awan was on her payroll while he was under investigation following his arrest in 2017 of August.
So now they're using the excuse, it's because she's Muslim. That's why they're going after her. No, it's because it has nothing to do with it. It has nothing to do with him being Muslim. It has to do with what he did.
Yeah, absolutely. It's what he did, and
he had hard drives in his briefcase. What was he doing with them?
Yeah. And then he had laptops, and he was on the network of the Democratic Committee, and all this nonsense. And he had access to Debbie Schultz's computer. He had access to a whole bunch of different Congress people's computers. Yep. He had access to plenty of different networks. I mean, what else do you think was going to happen? I mean, to be honest with you, I believe the only reason why Wasserman Schultz kept him on the payroll was to keep him quiet. About all this.
Yeah, I think so too.
And then once he got busted, that's when she's like, I'm going to take him off the payroll. But I cannot wait to see where this goes. Love to see.
It's more like Shady. It's more like, well, now I'm going to take him off the payroll.
Yeah, now I'm going to take him off the payroll. Yeah.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Hey, Amy. Yeah, so we talking about
problem. Oh my goodness. And then I had a kid problem. Anyway, I'm back.
Yeah, so he was talking about Wasserman Schultz's IT guy abusing 3 women, allegedly. And I add that. I'm not really about that.
Wasn't he married?
Yeah.
He's married.
Mm-hmm. So it'd be really interesting if his wife throws him under the bus, because apparently I think a couple of weeks ago we was talking about her doing a deal, and it's gonna be really interesting. I cannot wait. Oh, by the way, mainstream media is still not covering the Bob Menendez trial, and then it's like the 3rd weekend.
What is that?
Oh, Bob Menendez? You haven't heard?
No.
Oh, Menendez. Yeah.
Menendez. Bob Menendez.
I don't recognize the name. Maybe what is the situation?
All right, so basically he might go to prison for corruption.
Well, who is he?
He's a senator, senator
from Jersey. He was
senator of New Jersey. Yeah.
Huh. Yeah. Wonder why I didn't see that. I didn't know about that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe because I didn't have power for like a week and no cell phone signal.
Yeah, I mean, the coverage of this has been really interesting. Mainstream media has decided not to do that, not to cover it, because they don't want to tell you the truth.
Is he a Republican?
No.
Democrat.
Okay.
And if he goes to jail, Chris Chrisley has to appoint a new senator.
Darn.
Yep.
That's terrible. Chris Christie's not my favorite person.
Well, yeah, it seems like, we thought the Russian thing was gone, but it seems to be re-emerging here as of late.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, it has with Bob Mueller and his whole deep state government that he's trying to run with the whole bringing in people who are Clinton donors, who are Obama donors. I mean, this dude is corrupt. And at this point, I think it'd be best for Trump to fire Mueller. I mean, this dude. I mean, if you look, it's a witch hunt. It's a political witch hunt. There's nothing there. They said that Paul Manafort might be getting indicted. Juries are being made and people's being subpoenaed, and they still haven't found anything that's Russian related.
Yeah.
It's going to get to the point where when something happens, nobody's going to believe it because of all the BS.
There's no Russian collusion whatsoever.
No, there never has been.
No, I mean...
of course, Hillary the bitch tried to say it was Russian collusion.
Yeah, I mean, Hillary and her will of excuses. You had Comey, you had Bernie, you had Russia, you had DNC, you had Obama. She's blaming everybody under the sun now. Racism, sexism, all that. She's blaming all that. Amy, if you're on Twitter, I sent you a tweet. I think you're going to love it.
I just got a notification.
Has anybody taken any look at Hillary's book sales? I mean, how are her book sales? Does anybody know?
Well, if I haven't taken a look at it, but I wouldn't be surprised if Hillary's buying her.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know you love it.
Oh, that's great. I mean, no, that's like awful. Maybe that's how it should be for Halloween. No, I'm just playing. I would never do that. No. That's
What's your
terrible.
Twitter handle, Henry? What's your Twitter handle?
Mr. May 09.
All right, I'm going to send you that tweet.
Okay. Well, I'm right now. I'm gonna check on Hillary's book sales.
Yeah, check Hillary's book sales. If Hillary's book sales is like #1, then she's buying the books herself.
Yeah.
Because last week we said that Amazon is suppressing all of negative reviews for Hillary's books.
Yeah. What happened?
While you're doing that, I found out just like right before we went live that tomorrow, well, with Hurricane Irma, I was out of work for a couple of days because we had no internet. And you can't work without internet now. So I lost 3 days because of no internet.
Well, I guess it's really not a surprise. Amazon says it's #1 in books, #1 in politics and social sciences, politics and government, elections and political process, biographies. #1 in biographies and memoirs, historical United States.
They're being paid to say that.
That right there. That right there is
Amazon
total
Prime.
algorithm rigging right there. That is total algorithm rigging.
That's not true. That is not true. I mean, there's not many people that buy books anymore. So if people are going out and buying them, it's all the stupid people, and they don't even know how to read.
Oh man,
because that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of.
Amy, I love you. I love you, and that was great.
I smell a rat when it comes to.
Well, it is Amazon, and Amazon is pro Hillary, so they'll try to do anything to sell a book. And plus, I think Hillary's probably buying her own book, so it'll look good.
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, they're probably buying it like by a what do you call that thing? a pallet size.
She's got a warehouse full of them.
Yeah.
That she can't get rid of.
Oh my gosh.
Now, I do believe some people is buying the book, but I don't believe it's going to be #1 in all them categories. I don't believe that.
I mean, I thought about maybe reading it, but I wouldn't go buy it. Like, if I ever came across it, I wouldn't go out of my way to buy it. But I could see a lot of people buying it just to see what it says. But I personally wouldn't spend my own money on it. I wouldn't contribute to that. No. I mean, I don't think anybody should, but, you know, once it goes to the library or something, if I ever come across it, I may read it.
Oh, wait. Here we go.
Whoa. We got some big news right here. Trump is speaking at the rally live right now. I'm on the live wire from Breitbart about his decision to endorse Luther Strange, but he says is about loyalty. And they said, and then there's at 8:55, and this is from the Breitbart live wire. He said, again, when is Trump ever admitted that he made a mistake? May tell you all you need to know about the state of play in this race. It's remarkable. So wow.
So what did he say?
I mean, Trump he admitted it that he may have made a mistake. And okay. Trump has never said that before. He's never saying that he's made a mistake.
That's weird. That's definitely not normal.
That is okay, I'm looking at the tweet now, Shane.
Oh, yeah. That is perfect. Isn't that crazy?
That's funny. Just fuck my shit up, fam.
At least other people see what I see, because that's exactly what I saw. I saw a bowl of noodles.
It's great.
Oh, but real quick, and tell me what y'all think about this. Because our area was considered like disaster zone. We're able to apply for FEMA assistance. Mm-hmm. I am not personally, because I necessarily agree with them. However, there is almost everybody I know has signed up and given them every document that they asked for, socials, pay stubs. I mean, everything these people ask for, like everybody I know is sending it in. And I'm just like, I don't think that's a good idea. And, and it's like, it's hard to detail with people, because it's like, it's just difficult, because then they look at you like you're a nut job, and anyway, they're going to be at the library, mm-hmm. Actually, like the FEMA people, and I thought about going up there and like, I don't know, I wouldn't lie, maybe, I don't know if I thought about periscoping it or something. I don't know, I thought about doing something, asking the people, how they felt, if FEMA was helping them. I don't know, I just thought I would do something, but I don't know if I should or if I shouldn't, because I'd have to go alone, and I don't know. What do y'all think?
Well, I mean, I had FEMA help me out last year as far as funding. I was able to, get a couple of grants to have this place fixed back up. So, I mean,
so you trust them completely?
No, I don't trust them completely, but at least I managed to get my place fixed back up.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about people that didn't have structural damage.
FEMA does do some good things, but I don't trust them completely.
Right.
Well, okay. Well, Henry, you actually had damage to your home. I'm talking about people that lost a few days, or mm-hmm. lost all their groceries in their fridge, like going through that to get, $100 or $200 maybe at most, and then that, even you have to submit all your documents before they even approve you.
Right. Yeah, you do.
So, I mean, people are doing it for a couple $100. Like, everybody's looking at it as free money. And it's really irritating me because they don't exactly need it. There are some people that I would say, yeah, they do need it. But I mean, people that make twice as much as me are doing it. And it's annoying. It's driving me nuts.
Well,
I hate it.
You're gonna have, you're gonna have that certain group that's going to try and take advantage of it. You know, I mean, unless you really need it. If let's say your home was damaged, I mean, my home was damaged, so I did need it.
Mm-hmm.
But
well, these people's homes are not damaged, like at all. And they do ask you that on the application if your home is damaged or not. It's not like they're lying about it, but it's just the simple fact that they don't need it. So it's like taking from people who do need it. So let's say a person needed it, but all the money's gone because of the people who don't need it.
Well, I mean, that's just fraud if you do that.
Yeah.
But they're approving it because we actually were in a disaster area. I mean, my area, it was, almost the whole state was, because of we were, like, some people weren't able to get out of their driveways because all the downed trees, and then, there were the power outages that were, or, internet down, we weren't able to work. So, I mean, we did lose, pay, but that's about it. And we did lose what was in our fridge, but I guess it's just my,
our area was declared a national disaster area. It took Obama about 2 weeks to do so, but because
what was that during?
Yeah, this was a year and a half ago, so that was during Obama's administration. So.
No, I mean, what weather occurrence happened?
It was just a major, massive flood. I mean, we had, I can't remember how many inches of rain we had in like a 48-hour period. I mean, it was a lot of rain.
Wow. Okay. Well, see, those are things you don't hear about, though. Like, you don't hear about things like that where it's declared a natural disaster and FEMA has to come in and help. Like, the only time you really hear about FEMA is when there's something devastating, like that affects like a mass population.
I mean, there was 6 inches of rain on my floor.
That's bad.
This bow back here, it flooded that road back here, flooded over this bridge over here. I mean, it was bad. It was really bad.
I'm not knocking you, because I mean, obviously, if something happened to my home, I would need help. I'm just
other places up here in Cleveland. Other places up here in Cleveland, they had water. They had water up to their doorsteps. That's how bad it was.
Are you close to Cleveland?
About 3 miles, yeah.
And okay. There was something there that happened, and people were confused with Ohio, but I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
And then, all right, so Trump is still at the rally, and apparently he's making that rally about himself instead of Luther Strange. He talked some about Luther Strange. He's trying to build up Luther Strange, but I don't think he really means it. But the audience is chanting, "Lock her up, lock her up." And then Trump responded saying they have to speak to Jeff Sessions about that.
Huh. Interesting.
Well, the Sessions needs to get on the stick and do it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I like Sessions. I support Sessions, but he needs to get off his ass and start locking these people up. You think he's being what's that word? Crap. Compromised.
I don't know.
Sessions?
Yeah. I hope not.
Yeah, I hope not either.
Well, I think, I mean, my opinion about that whole thing is still the same. I think that, well, now that Trump said that, I think he's kind of trying to get the heat off of him. Well, I don't think that they can, because I really think that if that happens, it's going to bring down
it's going to be a domino effect.
Yeah. You know, my quoted tweet on my thing is, you pull the rug under, one corrupt person and they all fall.
Oh, trust me. If Hillary ever gets her time in court, she would throw every single freaking person under the bus, because that's how she is. She would throw anybody under the bus.
Of course she will.
Everybody at this point is involved. So, I mean, every single person that ever had anything to do with these people would be going away if that's the case.
That's true.
Because that's what's that word? Collusion. Or conspiracy. I mean, people go to jail for stupid stuff. I mean, like things that people shouldn't go to jail for. I mean, maybe they should, but I mean, just really dumb stuff, like, whatever it is. Like people go to jail for like a dog, or not having a dog contained or something. But yeah, we have a murderous criminal on loose. Her book is #1 on Amazon. Wow.
Well, yeah. So let's see here. Healthcare, that was really big. So Lindsey Graham and some other guy was trying to resurrect the healthcare, and it didn't get passed because of the John McCain. Again, John McCain screwed everybody, which no surprise to me. And which is really interesting is that Lindsey Graham is John McCain's lapdog, and I'm surprised that he voted against his own lapdog. Shockingly. But so no Obamacare repeal. I mean, how hard is it to repeal Obamacare?
And what's interesting is that there are leftists who are praising John McCain. I mean, and that should tell you everything you need to know about John McCain right there.
Absolutely. I mean, okay. So there's no such thing as Democrats and Republicans. They're all the same. They're all bought by the same people. They're owned by the same people. They're owned by the same lobbyists, special interests. I mean, the whole Obamacare debacle is just theater. It's show theater. Behind the scenes, they're like, chumming it up, drinking wine, partying. Oh, yeah, we screwed a whole bunch of people. Ooh. I mean, that's why the Congress needs to have term limits and start getting these people out of there. Get out the John McCains, get out the Lindsey Grahams, get out the Maxine Waters, get out the Nancy Pelosi's, get out Chuck Schumer's. All these corrupt people, they need to go. They need to go.
They do.
But Obamacare, I see it. The only thing I see happening is it doesn't get repealed by 2018. It's not going to get repealed. It's not going to get repealed anytime soon. I'd be surprised if it does. I'd be absolutely shocked if it does at this point. But, I mean, how hard is it to get rid of something? It shouldn't be that hard at all.
Right.
No, they don't want to.
Absolutely, they don't want to. What needs to happen is Trump needs to write up an executive order forcing members of Congress to get on Obamacare. Because the members of Congress, they are not on Obamacare. They have their own types of insurance. It's so much better than ours. So, if Trump writes that executive order, say, hey, Congress members must be on Obamacare within 30 or 2 months or so, then you see something getting done.
Yeah.
But until that happens, I don't see Obamacare getting repealed. I see it staying for until it explodes in 2018, because it's going to explode. There's already been many counties in the United States that's been dropping insurance after insurance after insurance. There's only one insurance provided, going up. The premiums are skyrocketing at this point. So I mean, the only thing that needs to happen is an executive order. That needs to happen.
Oh, but then he'd be accused of.
Oh yeah, that wouldn't go over well.
That wouldn't.
Yeah.
That would be terrible. I mean,
they would jump all over him about executive orders.
Oh my gosh,
They already
that would be the worst thing in modern day history.
Oh wait, yeah, they've already jumped all over. They've already jumped all over him about executive orders. That's right. You're right. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep. So I think that's pretty much it that happened this week.
Oh, did y'all see? I guess President Trump said he wishes NFL owners would tell anthem protesters to get that son of a bitch off the field now.
Yeah, I saw that.
I love it.
Let
Yeah.
me see if I can play the audio.
That's hilarious. I love it.
Can you hear?
Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners?
Yep. I hear it.
When somebody disrespects our flag, to say, get that son of a bitch off the field right now.
Yes.
Oh man, he's gonna get backlash on that now. Total backlash. He's a racist. He's a racist. He's racist.
Yeah.
He doesn't support free speech. Yeah, I mean, we was talking about earlier. I mean, the NFL ratings, they're down, they're low. Nobody's. And what I'm shocked. Actually, I'm not shocked, but the left is playing this as, oh, that's because they haven't signed Colin Kaepernick. The reason why the NFL ratings are low is because Colin Kaepernick hasn't been signed. I mean, you see that through the left. You see that through ESPN. I mean, it's bullshit nonsense right there. I mean, the reason why they're down is because the NFL football players are still protesting the national anthem. We saw that a few days ago with half of the players kneeling for the national anthem. I mean, and plus, not only that, ESPN ratings are down. I mean, people have been unsubscribing to ESPN because apparently they're like CNN now, and they're covering politics instead of sports. I mean, we saw last week there was a memo going around through the ESPN owner saying we're a sports network, not a political network.
I got another clip. Are y'all ready?
Go ahead. Go for it.
This is Trump on the VA reform.
People working in the VA who were sadists, who would abuse our great people, our great veterans. By the way, 25 years before, they would have had their ass kicked by the same person that they're abusing.
He is on fire.
He's making this rally about him now. They would have been
in trouble. 25 years earlier, they wouldn't be doing it, but that's the way it is. But they're sadists, or they're doing a bad job, or they're not working. You couldn't fire them. I had passed the VA Accountability Act.
Wow, that's what got him elected.
No, I don't think he's making it about him. I think he's making it about.
I think he's
America.
being honest.
Yeah,
this is
really the first time I've seen him
cuss like that.
Yeah,
son of a bitch, kick their ass.
He's on a roll. Something happened that pissed him the F off. I'm telling you.
He kind of does sound pissed off tonight. I've never heard of him like that.
He does. He sounds very pissed off.
No, man, something might happen tomorrow night. I mean, tomorrow. Somebody might get fired.
They're going to say he's unhinged.
Oh, wait. Oh, I got another clip. Listen, this one's on Melania's heels over at the store.
I got to hear this.
Okay, here we go.
The White House, because we respect the White House a lot. And she's wearing high heels, like many of you would do. And they went after her, but she didn't know. And then when she got out in the plane in Texas, she was wearing sneakers, which she had with her. So, and they know it was dishonest, but that's the way it is. They said she wore high heels. She's going to go into the floods. She's going to go into the floods with the high heels. But she has become very popular.
Oh, wait. And this.
Keep them coming.
Oh, wait, not that one. Okay.
I think he's just getting sick and tired of the bullshit, the fake news.
Here's where he said to talk to Jeff Sessions about the locker up.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
You'd be turning over your rifles.
He throws his hands up in the air like, what am I gonna do? He's walking around like, oh my goodness, shaking his head.
You got to speak to Jeff Sessions about that.
And he threw his hands back up in the air again.
Wow.
See,
wow.
From those clips, the left is going to once again say, he's unhinged.
He's impeach. We got to impeach him.
Here is where Trump jokes cabinet members not backing Luther Strange may not have a job on Monday.
Yeah, go ahead.
A lot of friends, and some of them called, "You mind if I go for the other candidate?" I said, "Really, you can." I mean, some of them are working for me, and they feel, and that's fine. Up on Monday, but these are my right. We may have to get rid of a few of them. I've already gotten rid of a few of them.
Okay, I'll stop.
Wow. I think so. Any predictions as to the more strange election that's going to happen Tuesday?
Oh, that's this Tuesday. Yeah, I think Moore is going to win.
Yeah,
and then I think the president will shift his support towards Roy Moore.
Mm-hmm. Do you have that clip that says he made a mistake? He made a mistake by backing Strange. Because I like to hear that.
Are you asking my opinion?
Yeah, I'm asking you, Amy, if you have that clip of him saying that he made a mistake in backing Luther Strange.
I'm looking.
All right, but yeah, I see.
It looks like the Washington Examiner on Twitter is the one they're taking all the clips and doing it. But in the meantime, they're posting like a lot of articles. So,
he said that Breitbart was denied access to the Trump Luther Strange rally, but then Jeff Poore, he's a editor at Breitbart, and he said with assistance from the White House, he made it in. So apparently, it seems to me that Strange's people might have not let Breitbart in.
They don't have one of that. They have one that says, where it says Trump. It says Trump says Jeff Sessions is doing a good job, and then it has one about Rocket Man. If you want to hear that one,
yeah, go ahead and play some Rocket Man.
And we can't have madmen out there shooting rockets all over the place.
And everybody in the background is laughing.
I just realized something. We forgot to discuss this. Better late than never. But earlier, I think.
Handled a long time ago.
No, are you talking? I'm sorry.
Yeah. I was going to discuss the whole CNN mental breakdown of the Trump meme, where he retweeted himself hitting a golf ball, and then it hit Hillary, and she fell down.
Yeah, but CNN lost their shit over that.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, so Trump retweeted a meme earlier this week, or maybe it was late last week, and it was a meme of him. It was a GIF of him playing golf, and it hit, and they edited it together so that the golf ball would hit the back side of Hillary, and she fell down. And mainstream media lost their shit over that, which was really, really epic. I love that.
I bet they're like, he's a misogynist. How dare you do that?
Exactly. I mean, they raised hell over that meme. I think they raised more hell over it than the other meme of him clotheslining the CNN logo.
Vince McMahon with CNN's face over it.
Yeah. But before I was saying they said that Breitbart was denied access, but then Jeff Poore, an editor of Breitbart, made it in with an assist from the White House. So apparently, strangest people might have told him not to let Breitbart in, but then the White House let him in anyway. So, but back to the election, I do see Roy Moore having the chance of winning unless they rig it somehow. And then it's very possible they love rigging elections in the swamp's favor. But I do see Roy Moore winning. Amy, do you have a prediction of who might win?
Not right now, because I haven't been. I don't know enough about either one of the candidates. I guess I don't really see. I don't know. I just, I have to know that it's becoming a big deal. I have to look more into it and see these guys. But if Mitch McConnell is acting strange, that is strange, and I don't know. I mean, he probably will win, and I don't know.
Yep.
I don't make earphones. But I will. I will look into it, and I guess next Friday we'll know who won.
Yeah,
but I'll let you know what I think before then.
Yeah, and it's going
to
be on a Tuesday, so I'll probably make a video vlog after the announcements of the winning, probably the next day, because it'll probably take at least about midnight before the entire results come in. But yeah, I'll make I'll do a little vlog on it. But I think that's pretty much it that's happening right now. I think the rally has concluded, unless he's still talking. But I think what Trump did tonight was turn the Luther Strange rally into a pro-Trump, a pro-American rally tonight. And I believe that that the people that attended that rally tonight would not vote for Strange. I really believe that. I think yeah.
I say,
yeah, I think that
again. Damn Russian.
Am I here?
Yeah, you're here now. Just you were breaking up.
Okay.
So. Damn. Them damn Russians again. I'm telling you.
Yep, it's the Russians. Yep. Got it. Let's all right. So I think that's pretty much it. Let's go into local news. Amy, if you have any local stories you want to share?
No, I mean, everything that is going on here pretty much is flood, hurricane related.
Oh, is there still flooding? Is there still some major flooding in some parts?
No, there's some parts that still have flooding. Not too many. There's this one place I have to pass by every day. And it's pretty, when I passed by this afternoon on my way home, it's dried up a lot, but it's still flooded. It was like a antique warehouse. It was kind of set back out in a pasture off of the main highway, and it's really bad. The flooding, it went all the way over 441, the main highway. It was like when we drove around, there were parts all over that were just completely flooded. I came to one spot and I almost turned around because I was really unsure, but I went through and I should not have. And there was cars behind me and in front of me, and everybody was didn't know what to do, and I didn't have anywhere to go. And I was it looks all right, but thinking back on it, I shouldn't have went through, because for all I knew, there could have been a power line in there.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have done that. But I did, but it was pretty bad. It was very bad, actually. But I mean, there's sinkholes, more sinkholes all around. But other than that, that's all that really I have. I mean, that's going on here.
Henry, you got any local?
Yes. We haven't done this. I haven't done this in a while, and they haven't put this column up in a while on the newsms.fm site. But here's what's happening in Mississippi this weekend. If I get scroll down, there we go. Okay, looking for something this weekend in Mississippi. There's plenty going on across the state. This weekend in the capital city, that's Jackson, is the annual Bake Plus International Gumbo Festival. Kicks off at 11 a.m. Saturday morning at Smith Park on Emmy. It's A-M-I-T-E. There's a gumbo cook-off and live music all day long. Don't miss out. In Greenville, that's just down the road here.
I love me some gumbo. I love gumbo. Gumbo is great.
It's a day of full of blues and barbecue. The Sam Chapman Blues Festival will feature performances in the hometown of the legendary blues singer. It's happening all weekend long. Don't miss the bikers, vendors, and more. This weekend in Gulfport, you'll get a great taste of boating, arts, and crafts, and learn a great deal of history all about the maritime industry and coast life at the 4th annual Gulfport Anchor Fest. It's a great day for the whole family with plenty of children's events, live music, food, drinks, and more. And that's down on the coast. So that's some of the stuff that's going on here in the Magnolia State. Here
what kind of gumbo? What kind of gumbo?
I'm not sure. It doesn't say. It doesn't specify what kind of gumbo, but
love me some gumbo. Shrimp gumbo. Ooh, shrimp gumbo.
I've never had Louisiana, Mississippi gumbo. Like, I've never been there. Well,
there's Florida gumbo, isn't it?
They have like this disgusting crawfish.
Ooh.
If gumbo includes
now that sounds
crawfish,
good to me. To me, that sounds good. Yeah, crawfish gumbo.
Oh no,
crawfish gumbo. I never had crawfish at all. I never had crawfish.
No, you don't want it. It's terrible. No.
They say suck the head, eat the tail.
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't like is that you have the whole crawfish there and you have to suck it.
The eyeballs and the legs are on the crawfish, and it's got the whiskers. It's really gross. I don't know how you like that, Henry. That's nasty. Ew.
Mud bugs. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, thanks.
We got a whole bunch of crawfish up here.
Really weird stuff. I'll have to this one lady went somewhere and took a picture, and it was something like that, and I was like, that's just really gross. I'd have to be like starving, and even then, I don't know if I could do it.
Well, mine.
I don't even really like shrimp.
I love shrimp. Shrimp is great. I don't like it raw though. I don't like the raw shrimp. I like the deep fried shrimp. Butterfly shrimp is good too.
Depends on. I swear, I don't like things that move in my mouth, and I feel like it moves in my mouth when I eat it. Like it's still alive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know. It's not really dead. I don't know. I don't like it. Or octopus. Remember that live octopus that's on the food?
Ooh, yeah, you showed me that. Ew, God.
Yeah, there's just something about sea creatures I'm not a fan of eating. I'm not even a big fish eater.
Yeah, I don't eat
fried
fish.
I've had fried calamari. It is really good.
Yeah, I'm not a big fish eater too.
It depends on how you cook it. You have to make sure it's not rubbery.
Yeah.
The only one I do is tilapia or flounder. Those are the only ones that I ever cook. Because everybody else likes it. So I cook it and I eat it because I season it enough to take, they're very lightly, they're a light fish. It's not very fishy. If it has that fish smell, I can't do it. I can't even go into a seafood restaurant. I would I get sick. Like I can't do it for some reason.
Salmon, I will eat. I will eat the hell out of some salmon.
I
love salmon.
Smoked salmon.
Ew.
Smoked salmon.
Yeah, salmon is awesome.
Love
but you know what I will eat? I will eat crab, which makes no sense.
I haven't
like
had crab yet. I've always wanted
crab
and lobster.
Crab legs. Oh.
I've had crab
I'll eat that.
And drawn butter. Crab legs and
I'll
drawn
eat crab,
butter.
but I won't eat lobster. I don't
Lobster
know.
is good. Lobster is really good.
I haven't had lobster. Although I would love to have it, especially dipping in that melted butter.
I used to work at this restaurant, and I think this is why I can't eat lobster. It was like forever ago, but they were live, and we'd have to it was an upscale restaurant, and I'd have to put one on a platter and walk it around for people, to see, to try to sell it. So it was pretty expensive. It was like $60.
Well, Red Lobster actually they have a live lobster tank.
Yeah,
yeah.
If you go to Red Lobster, yeah.
When they're live, they cook them alive and they cry when they're dying. So every time once you sell it and you bring it and you're waiting for your chef or whatever to cook it, once they start steaming it, it starts crying.
Really? I didn't know that. Because I know you have to boil.
Yes.
I know you have to. You see, what you do is you freeze the lobster.
I'm talking about live lobster.
Live lobster. That's what I'm talking about. What you have to do is you have to.
They take it and they stick it in the steamer alive.
Yeah, you see, the water has to be boiling hot because they have it's a quick death. But you see what
it still cries.
But if you have it frozen, like in the freezer or refrigerator, if you have it real cold and a live lobster in the freezer or refrigerator, what it does, it puts them to sleep, slowly puts them to sleep, and then what you do is you throw it into the boiling hot water as fast as possible, put the lid on, and then it'll it'll be a quick death, quick and painless.
Oh, doesn't that make you feel so much better?
Did that make you feel a little bit better?
No, because I won't eat it. It's kind of like if I had to. I don't know. It's the cooking alive part, I think, gets me. It's like I know that cows and everything else are slaughtered. I know that part, but they're not. You don't take a whole cow and stick it in a steamer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're not hearing it die. There's a difference. Once you hear it, I just can't mentally eat it.
Yeah. I wouldn't be. You could not pay me to be a cow slaughterer. I could not do it.
I grew up next to a slaughterhouse. Well, not right next, but down the road.
Yeah, I could not absolutely do it.
We'd be driving by, and they would be dumping. They'd have it was I mean, I don't know how they did it, but they had lifts where they would dump it, and when you drove by, all you saw was piles of cow pieces being dumped.
Oh wow.
While you're driving by the road. I mean, it was an everyday occurrence, and the smell. My dad lives right by it. It's closed down now, but when I went there the other day, it just made me think of it. But anyway, off topic.
All right, so my local news has to do with food. So hunting is real big in West Virginia and surrounding states. So disease found in dead deer in 8 West Virginia counties. Disease in 8 West Virginia counties have died. 8 deer in 8 West Virginia counties have died from a disease that causes extensive bleeding. The State Division of Natural Resources said in a news release that epizootic, EPIZOOTIC, hemorrhage disease was confirmed in the deer found in Boone, Burke, Hancock, Lincoln, Marshall, Ohio, Tucker, and Wayne counties of West Virginia. The disease has also been confirmed this year in Kentucky, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Virginia. DNR says it is not contagious to humans and is not related to chronic wasting disease, which has been detected in only Hampshire and Hardy counties. DNR game management of Chief Gary Foster says midges that spread the disease are killed when frost arrives. Landowners and hunters are urged to report sick or dead deer to the nearest DNR district. Yeah, if it was me, I wouldn't hunt yet. I would wait until the disease is killed off before I start hunting and killing some deer, because deer.
That's weird. Do they say what's causing it?
I think it said the mites, the mids. Let me bring it back up.
Well, it's funny because, you know, the
midges.
The bubonic.
MIDGES. And I think it's like a tick. Yeah, it's like a tick.
Well, you know, that's what a tick is. What I mean, there was like reports out in not that long ago, Arizona, that of fleas having the plague. What caused the plague over in Europe all them years ago, and that's how it started over there as well. It was from fleas or something, and their fleas are like ticks. You know, they were found on the fleas were. I don't know. I have to look more into that. But that's interesting that now it's on the other side of our country and another type of insect. That's weird.
Yeah. I think Henry got cut off again. But
he probably got tired of hearing me talk.
I'm not tired of hearing you talk. You bring some great stuff to the table.
Thank you.
You do. You really do. All right, so I think that's pretty much it that happened this week. So on that note, so we'll be here again next Friday night for the last show of September. But you can't wait until Saturday, tomorrow, next week. Wednesday night, I'll be doing a Real or Not Real on my Looking for Bigfoot channel.
I have to watch that. Yeah, I saw that you did one the other night, and that was Andrew's birthday. I was going to watch it, but then I fell asleep. I have to watch it.
That's all right. Yeah, they're archived, so you can watch it. But yeah, what we do is we look at photos and videos of Bigfoot, UFOs, ghosts, stuff like that, and we look at them. We judge them and see if they're real or not real. Or if we don't know, we say we're undecided, and that's basically the whole concept of it. Yeah, but then next Friday is another Not Mainstream, so who knows? This could be the last Not Mainstream if the world ends tomorrow. So if the world ends, this is going to be the last Not Mainstream for the end of the world forever. So, yeah. And then in October, we got a whole bunch of stuff. I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff in October. Not only are we doing Not Mainstream every Friday in October, we have a special. We're going to have a special Not Mainstream on Friday the 13th. But we're going to do a Real or Not Real on the Patterson-Gimlin film. And we're going to talk about the Patterson-Gimlin film. It's the 50th anniversary of the film that has been taken. And then October 21st is a late night Bigfoot news hour. Henry's going to be coming live from California from the Patterson-Gimlin film conference for the 50th anniversary. Cool. Yeah, and then October 25th, I'm going to do an anniversary show of the Looking for Bigfoot channel. It's been 4 or 5 years since I've done the Looking for Bigfoot channel, and then we're going to take a look back of what happened in those years. Yep. And then we got October 28th. That is going to be the premiere of the Webcasting Dead, where we talk about The Walking Dead, Season 8 of The Walking Dead. And Amy, hopefully you can join us and make it, because I made you a part of the panel.
Yes, I will. Yes, I will.
You better. Or Lucille. Lucille is going to show up. Actually, Lucille's going to show up anyway. Lucille's going to be with me from the whole start of the Webcasting Dead.
Oh, maybe I'll have something special.
You better. Like what?
An axe.
Why an axe? Like Rick's axe?
Yes. Yes.
Are you going to dress up like Rick?
I can.
Why not do a crossbow?
I have to.
Do a crossbow.
Where? I guess maybe like a toy crossbow.
You can buy a real crossbow at Walmart.
I could, yeah. That would be pretty cool. If I could learn how to use it. Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, maybe. Never thought about that.
Buy a crossbow. Use it. Use a crossbow. But
Okay.
yep. I think Henry might be having some trouble, but we're gonna go ahead and end it. So on that note, good night, everybody. God bless America. God bless President Trump, and see you here next week.